really hard to see if my campsite up in the yonder makes it into the video. If it doesn't, I'll post the picture that I just took. Kismet and I are now, I'm not even really sure that this area has a specific name. It's north of Page, and the entrance to get to this boondocking area is actually in Utah. It was really weird. I'm coming in from Page, you cross the Utah border, and then immediately you turn left on this street to come a mile and a half in towards the rocks, but come back into Arizona. So I'm in Arizona, but if I just go like a half a mile in the dirt road, I'll be in Utah. So it's near Lake Pell. And we've been out here just a couple of days. So this is just a few days after the last video that I did, which was our last day at Marble Canyon. But once again, the spot is just beautiful. And I cannot deny how much I really just love this experience. So yesterday was therapy day. And Kismet, we've been learning, he's been playing fetch with me and learning commands. I'm not a dog trainer. I'm not trying to profess to be a dog trainer. I'm doing the best that I can in the moment, but sometimes we're limited also on what we can do just because of weather. So it feels like a slow process, and he's so big. I'm having a really difficult time getting this big boy under control. Yeah, say hi to our friends. I actually have his leash wrapped around my boot so he can't go anywhere because yesterday he had his own little adventure. And it might have been payback from the day before, which was travel day, where he was pretty much stuck in the back seat of the truck for hours because I had to do laundry and grocery shop as well. And that was the safest place. I couldn't put him in the trailer because the slide outs were in, and his crate was up. So maybe it was payback. But yesterday I'm getting ready for therapy session. So I put him on the cable, which I hook up to the running board of the truck. And so he's got like a 15-foot thing that he can go do. He seems happy and content enough with it. However, when we arrived, there is a dog that kind of looks like it lives here with its camper, and it roams free. So maybe he was a little jealous. But after an hour of being outside, I got 5 minutes before my first client's going to begin. So I want to bring him inside. Well, he's been so good and so obedient, like in Marble Canyon, about following the directions and doing what he's supposed to do, that I just assumed, even in this new environment, he would do the same. But apparently I was wrong. So he literally took off running once he was not under my grip. I let go of him long enough to think that he's just going to go straight into the trailer. But as soon as he realized he wasn't hooked up and I wasn't holding on to him tight, he took off. And I'm still wearing my slippers. I have a client in 5 minutes. We don't have time for this. But he just wants to play. And so he goes 30 yards out and stops and looks at me like, come on, let's go run. Let's go play. Let's go have some fun. And I'm like, no, dude, I got a client. You got to come back here. Anyway, so he just ran like the whole radius of the place. It took me 30 minutes to corral him. My client called and I had to explain to her, listen, I got a dog crisis right now. And I told her what was going on. She goes, oh no, I totally understand. Because I can't be on the phone in a therapy session and my dog is roaming loose in the desert. He's only a 9-month-old puppy. The way that I caught him, he went over to the other gentleman's motorhome and started playing with his dog's toys. He picked up a beer can, started running with it. I'm trying not to go into this guy's campsite because that's RV etiquette 101. And it's early in the morning. It's before 9 a.m. And I'm trying to lure him out with a treat, but he won't come. And then he starts barking and he's right in the guy's sight. And I'm trying to avoid being in the guy's sight. The next thing I know, the man's coming out with his dog and the two dogs just start playing. And he was the nicest man and he totally understood what was happening. And it gave me an opportunity just to tackle Kismet and get him on the leash and get him back to the trailer. And he still was battling me to get back. He just wanted to go play, and I don't blame him. But he was literally in the doghouse for the rest of the day because I had therapy clients and it's, dude, I can't trust you. So this morning I promised, I don't have any this morning, so I promised him that we would go for a little hike. And so here we are at the top of this. It's really just a dirt road. It's not like it's a big trail or anything like that. It's a gorgeous day, and I couldn't help but decide that this is a good place to do a video. So like I said, we're here. This is day number 3 starting it. We got here just 2 days ago, so we've been out here 2 nights. I'm still learning so much, even leaving Marble Canyon. I had to learn that because the spot looks great for the trailer. If your truck is also parked a little cockeyed while you're trying to fit the trailer space in, you might have some troubles getting it back hitched up because You have to come onto the trailer hitch straight on, not you can't come at it cockeyed. So I had to make some special maneuvers and pray for extreme patience and ask for a lot of help from God to get me that done. And it happened. And it was a very long day. I won't plan that way again. First of all, I have anxiety on travel days, so I just don't think to eat. I'm just more focused on getting out of there and getting everything hitched up and getting on the road. So that kind of is a problem because then I start to lose fuel in my body. I start to lose steam. So far, I haven't made a mistake. I need to eat before I do this. I hitched up and then we drove and I had to dump the tanks. That took that was another labor process of hooking all that up and then dumping and then washing up and then putting it all back and refilling the freshwater tank and then the drive up to Page, which was beautiful. It's like postcard worthy drive. It's really pretty. And then I had to get groceries and I wanted to do laundry and I wanted to take care of both of those things because knowing that if the place that I wanted to stay doesn't have a spot for me, we're going to keep going further. So I wanted to make sure I had those things done. And God, I had to do laundry after all that dirt. And then I get here after laundry and grocery shopping and then putting it all away. And I get here and I still have to unhitch and set up camp and all that and cook dinner. I was feeling my age. I really was. I was exhausted. But it only took a day to recover, and yesterday was therapy day, and of course, I had the adventure with Kismet, him loving the new environment. It is really beautiful out here, and because it's less, the dirt is compacted down with a lot of rock. There's some sandy dirt down there, like beach sand, but for the most part, this is a much cleaner place, and I've been able to clean my trailer and doing the laundry, and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I feel more human again. I don't feel like a dirty animal anymore. I also had a couple of miracles occur out in Marble Canyon. And even as I was coming up here to Page, some more signs and symbols that we're supposed to be looking for. One of the Bible studies that I'm reviewing right now is the purpose for the Pentecost. I've been listening to audiobooks on the spirit realm from Michael Heiser and angels and demons and very educational, very interesting books. And so my prayers are a lot more geared towards seeing the spirit, allowing myself to embrace it. So even on my way to the laundromat, I found a penny and I found a nickel, which are representative of my two brothers that are in heaven. And there was a 344 on a license plate, which that's a significant number. That's like my life path number, which I've been seeing for a few years now. So this is not like, oh, this is just probably the first time I'm actually revealing it. But what I got out of it, not worshiping the numbers, not worshiping the signs, but recognizing the signs that even in the Bible it tells us to is acknowledge the signs when the Spirit is with you. And I pray every time I leave, every time I pull that trailer out of the wherever I'm at, I'm like, okay, Lord, send your angels to protect us because I don't know what I'm doing. And every time we get to our destination safely, every day I learn something new. And I do you notice the difference in me from earlier videos? I feel a lot lighter now that my journals are gone and that project is done. I've really been digging into this UCLA program for novel writing, not as much editing or writing my own work yet, absorbing and digesting all of the material that's coming at me about character structure and dialogue tags and all these terminologies and how to construct them. And it's just opening up my eyes and helping as the story's now evolving in my head and it's marinating and percolating. I'm doing the learning process and taking notes and making myself my wall post-its, which is so very helpful for me. And just the act of doing something that I'm passionate about has just shifted my whole mindset because it's for the first 5 months, 5.5 months, whenever I had the downtime, it was about reading about my past and going through my journals. And it wasn't I don't want to say it was painful. Not every aspect of those years were painful, but yes, of course, I did come up across some very painful times. But now I'm done with that project and those journals are burned and I feel so much lighter. And now I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with the spare time that I have now that I've finished that process there? This is the sequel. And I've always wanted to be a writer. I've always wanted to write novels. And even though I think about ideas of, okay, I can make some more money by signing up to be doing some heart math work in Sedona with those land tours, which I love so much, or meeting up with my friends who own some radio stations and selling some advertising time for them part-time just to get social and make a few extra bucks. But right now, I just want to focus on this book and finishing it. When you're writing a sequel rather than a new chapter of your life, you have to say goodbye and let go of the things that you were hanging on to. And the more I think about selling the Mustang, letting go of that house and selling all of the furniture that was in it, including a lot of the memories that go along with it, letting it all go freed me up to fill my heart with new beginnings. And a sequel is a great place for a new beginning. So I'm going to write this book and it's going to be my launching pad because I have dozens of others. And so even as I'm reviewing the material for this course with this particular book, Dead Air, in mind, I've got all these other ones that are also like, it's like I'm getting little pieces of information for all of them as well. Have I started to document them all yet? No, but I might have to start because I feel like a download is on its way. So more to come on how that's going. I am very appreciative that my friend Libby recommended this course for me and that I did get accepted and I had the finances to be able to afford to do it, because it is the perfect way for me to dig back into this book rather than feeling so alone in it. I've got a small group of people that are reviewing for me and encouraging me and helping me. Now, whether or not they think the idea is great or not, that's beyond what's going on here. It's like you paid for a course to talk about style and character and structure and stuff like that. And I have a lot to learn. And so I'm just thoroughly enjoying it because I am a learner. And that is one of my favorite things to do is to learn. So I'm out here learning. So also getting back on a little personal thing, you notice I'm wearing the hat this time. Yeah, I haven't had my roots colored in quite some time since Bulldog Canyon. So that was almost 2 months ago, I think. Yeah. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. I kept saying I wasn't ready to go gray, but yet on the other hand, it's like, what a hassle to try to find a hairstylist when you live on the road. And I'm not doing it boondockings on my own because you use a lot of water for rinsing out hair dye. And anytime I have tried to do it on my own, I've turned it like orange. So I'm not going there. So I don't know. I may wear my hat for a while until I figure out what I'm going to do. But that's okay. It's no big deal. Nobody ever sees me. I was speaking with my therapist. That was another thing I had to do the other day was my own therapy session. And I told her, I said, I could go 2 weeks without talking to anybody. My clients, sure, but that doesn't really count. We're not inquiring about me. They don't know where I'm at for the most part or what I'm doing. I'm their therapist and we're doing a phone session. So I work, but anything outside of my therapy sessions, I can go weeks without talking to anybody. And I don't mind it. And I am sure it's temporary. I'm sure that there's going to come a time where I'm going to want to come in from the wilderness. I am trying to make arrangements for a long extended stay during the summer because I don't want to be moving around a lot during the summer. But that has not yet come to fruition yet. But I have a general plan of where I'm going to go. So we'll see how that works out. All right. Kismet wants to get back. I need to get back. I got stuff to do. This is me checking in. The adventures of Kelly and Kismet continue. Over and out.